everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Community.tm podcast. This is the Pink Room, and I'm Kiara Armstrong coming to you with the live series. Now, this is the beginning. This is where it all starts. You've probably never heard my voice before. I've never done a podcast before. This is all new. And so I'm going to give a little introduction so that we are all on the same page here. So what Community.tm is I founded it, I created it, I'm, journeying with it, I'm living through it, yes, with it as well. I created it because I wanted and I needed a community that really was allowing us all to come together and was allowing us, despite our social group, despite our background, despite our levels of self-love and self-expression, we are able to come have conversations and get through those little differences that we have, and really come together so that we can make some big steps with each other, because we're making big steps in all other aspects of this world, whether that, I'm just referring that to buildings because I'm in the city right now, so I look to my right and I just see out the window and I see a bunch of buildings and the whole city, and you just think about the whole world and how, Italy has more buildings and more cities, and it makes you think like we've been able to do so much, and we have done so much, and we've come so far, for sure. But the thing that we're still kind of in, and the reason why I feel like it's going a bit slower, is because sorry, I'm just gonna back this up a bit. Yeah. There we go. Is because we're not yet at a place where we, as a whole, well, I feel that we're able to grow ourselves and understand our own personal growth and our own trials and tribulations, and then to connect with others. So when we can't, be our greatest self or get through what we're going through, it's really hard to connect with other people and put our best selves out in the world. And so you'll see and find a lot of people. I'm not bashing the outside world. I know that there's so many tremendous things going on by individuals who are making a difference. And even if you've just been hustling it out and working on yourself, that is perfectly, totally fine. And if you haven't and you're here because you want to, that's awesome. But as I was saying, it's just that you'll find outside that there's a lot of people, adults even, which I'm shocked about these past recent years, but that's okay because it's everybody, we're all human. But you'll find that people are not as chipper, are not as happy. I've started meditating in 2013 as just like fluke, really, but I really started like getting into meditation I would say like 2014, 2015. And Community.tm, the TM part is through meditation. So with meditation, I've come to realize and certain things within myself that needed to work on, and I've literally been working on myself since like 2015, let's say, to like present day, so 2019. Just every single day there was like a hustle and a bustle with working on yourself, and there was a lot of times and a lot of opportunities for me to take the other road with my thoughts and be like, this thought is my identity and that's it. I could have done that, but I've always chosen to break free of that, because at the core of who I am and who I identify it as is free, and possibilities are there, and a good life is there to bring all that juices and bring it here. Does that make sense? So basically I'm taking what's really, really at my core and bringing it here on everyday life. So that comes into the series. So the series is 5 episodes, and So this is series 1, and then I'll have 5 series in total. So each series will have 5 episodes. So this is series 1, episode 1, Becoming Alive. It's funny because I wrote all these series out. I wrote them out, and this is like first nature to me, which is awesome because I can really just dive deep into this work, and I don't feel like I have too many blockages and things that I feel like don't resonate with me, because I'm only saying things that resonate with me. The funny thing about it is that I'm in an apartment building and it's 7:57 a.m. and so I hope I'm not being too loud. But no, so Becoming Alive. I've had weeks now to really tie in of what this means to me, becoming alive, because I'm as human, so I go through the daily problem solving within myself, and I still have things that I'm working on from like 2 years ago. It sounds kind of crazy, but that's just how it is. Sometimes things don't get solved the next day, the next week. So I've been really making big jumps and stepping on that stepping stone for sure the past 3 weeks, and this all ties into becoming alive because I'm becoming consciously aware. So becoming alive, I would say, is like becoming consciously aware of your actions and individual awareness. Also feeding ourselves what lightens our spirit, what lightens our vibe, what makes us happy, things of that nature, and being in tune with our reality. One of the biggest things that I've realized with becoming alive is that me particular, I had this moment a few years back, and there's a lot of moments that we deal with where we may not understand why they happened, or they kind of take a little hit to our self-esteem or to our self-confidence or little things like that. And I realized that it was something that I really needed to happen. You know what I mean? It was kind of hard. Okay, let me backtrack because my head's like thinking 2 things at once, because there's one scenario and then there's another. One of the scenarios is that I was just so uptight about it, so sad about it, and the thing that made me really become alive and like literally become free from the shackles of how I felt I was to that moment, it made me become alive because I realized why it happened, and I realized that I needed it to happen, and then I also accepted that what had happened was just meant to be. And when you accept what your life brings you, because there's a lot of times, and there's probably a lot of people out here who are like, why did that have to happen? Like, someone's drink falls. Why did that happen? Like, something else happens. Why did that have to happen? And we get so entangled with that, and we can literally drag that out for as many years until we put in the work to say, hey, I want this to be done. I want this to be settled. And so I felt like I became alive when I let those shackles off me, and I said, okay, it has happened. It's gone. I can see why it happened, and this is like part of my journey. This is what I asked for, and that had to happen in order for me to be here today. You know what I mean? So when I say becoming consciously aware of your actions and individual awareness, we can really become aware of how we feel and what's tying us down and how to become more alive. For example, when you're like doing a bunch of stuff, like this morning I'm also filming a little YouTube a little YouTube video on day in the life of an entrepreneur. I might post it, I might not, but if you see it, feel free to go watch it. It's on YouTube, on Community Pink Room YouTube. The link is on the SoundCloud page, and the link is underneath the description on this YouTube channel. But I was doing a bunch. I was like up at 6:30. I really didn't sleep well, but that's fine because I wanted to be up really super early because I'm only here for this whole day and then tomorrow. And so I was up early. It was 6:30. Hopped out of bed. Had to start videotaping the day in the life. Had to videotape other things. Had to get the whole tripod set up. I had to get food. I had to live my actual life and get ready. I had a plan when I'm gonna go out. I had to plan when I'm gonna take pictures. I had to make sure I was getting the video. I had to film this meditation thing. I was doing a bunch, and I stopped to do the meditation. And not even just meditation, but in any time during the day, you can just stop and realize your actions and be like, okay, I'm going a little bit fast right now, and I don't need to be going so fast. Do I hear drilling? Okay. And and that's how you become alive. And then so when I was doing the meditation to hear it out for the first time, I realized that I'm so thankful for myself and my body and everything that's been happening, but I'm going really, really fast. And so once I just relaxed in that, once I just calmed down, I definitely felt more alive. I just it was there was no need for me to be, I can still get the work that I need to get done without the little struggling in between for no reason. I have no rush. I really am doing this as this is not a deadline. I am my own boss, so it's not I have to get this to anyone, I have all the time, and I can get the work done and get that good content and those good vibrations without the little struggle on the side. And that's becoming alive, because now I'm really conscious of my actions and how they play a part in reminding me on how to become alive, and reminding me how to just live shackle free, really, you know what I mean? And then you want to feed ourselves what lightens our spirit. I love living life. I love going outside when I don't have to necessarily be anywhere. I love going outside, for example, and soon I have to go and get a juice, a cold pressed juice, and I'm so excited to walk there. I know where it is, I kind of know this area a little bit, and I can go and do that. And that one makes me feel just okay, this is life now, we're living. I get to look at people. I'm not in a rush, things of that nature. And just do things that lighten your spirit, that make you feel good. There's a lot of things that we on an individual level enjoy doing, whether that's talking to new people, whether that's talking to an old friend, whether that's going outside. Sorry, I gotta excuse me. Whether that's going to watch sports, watch people play, watch your favorite team play. All of those things are so good for you to do in a busy schedule, or in a very disciplined schedule where you are not doing certain things, you're only going to do other things. Always try to incorporate something that lifts your vibration. Life is way too precious, and life will give you gifts if you are willing to say, can I have a gift or two? Or not even that, life will give you gifts if you are open to it. And I feel a lot of people think that gifts should just be given, but gifts you have to kind of ask sometimes, not from people, but from the universe. Be universe, I'm going to change my ways in order for me to harbor this certain gift. And then when you work towards that and you change your mentality, you will get those gifts. And that's just why, I don't know, I just feel yes, life feels so like real and hard sometimes, but like there's a lot of beauty if you work with work with the setup of life and not kind of work against it, you know what I mean? And you kind of have to know the formulations. So I'm giving you in this series on Becoming Alive these formulations. A thought that just came to my mind is people think that, oh, once you come out of the womb, that means you're like alive. You don't have to do anything else. Whatever happens with your life on is just by fluke, or some people say by fate, by coincidence, whatever you say. But I feel like you become alive in each moment, because each moment, like say in 10 years, there's going to be a whole lot of things that have set me back, made me feel sad, made me feel happy. People who are gone, people who've come, new people, all of these things can happen in 10 years. And if I can grow, but if I like want to feel like each new moment I've become alive, I'm going to have to really let those moments be those moments and really dive deep into the present and be like, hey, this is the present. Like, I am here. I am ready. Like, my possibilities are great. My journey is open. My journey is happening. And I'm very happy and content. And I'm willing to let go of the past in order to be so here in the present. And I know that the future will be ready for me when I get there, right? Even though it's like the future now, but like, you know what I mean? You're just always ready and you're always present. And then you, when you're present, then you can be like, okay, this is how I want to act moving on forward. You know, you get to decide sometimes, yeah. Sometimes the planets take you and you can't really do too much, and that's kind of more into the whole living of life. But like becoming alive, you definitely want to have those moments incorporated into your daily regime, daily life, because life is coming at us and we need to be ready for it. We need to be alive. We need to be present. We need to make good choices for ourselves and others. And, you know, being in tune with your reality. This is a big one because this kind of incorporates what I've been kind of discussing this whole time. But like being in tune with our reality is like, okay, so for me, that kind of ties in with like being mindful, but a little bit different, because being in tune with your reality is like someone can tell me something about their life that's going on with them right now, and I can be like, and I can use my mindfulness and be like, oh, I see why that happened, because this happened 2 weeks ago, so now you're kind of getting this end of it, and da 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 da, and oh that decision that you made, you're this is happening to you because of that decision. Like, that's kind of how you could be mindful. But being in tune with your reality is like kind of every moment or every like situation, experience that you're going through, you're kind of really in tune with it, not just why it's happening, but you're in tune with the timing, you understand it, and that takes a lot of practice. But when you become present, when you become alive, you can really in tune with your reality that way. So say now I'm in the present and I have no ties to my past. What has happened has happened. I am here right now. I realize I am talking in this podcast. I am living my dream right now. But I'm in tune with my reality. And I'm really thankful right now. Okay, but yeah, I am thankful right now. But see what happens when you're present. This is a form of becoming alive, because now you are aware of this moment, which is the only moment right now that you have right now. And you're just here. And I don't know, it's just like, be present, in tune with your reality. And it was last week, so the beginning of October, when I wanted to come to Toronto and film my podcast. I just wanted my own zone. I wanted to really create the content that I wanted and just like be free and open about everything that I will be discussing on this podcast series. And I'm here now, and it's kind of surreal because it's almost like this is exactly how I saw it. I saw it no other way. And so when you're in tune with your reality, so I was kind of in tune last week, you could say, in tune of my reality, but I've been in tune because of a lot of like meditation and practices of that. But when you're in tune with your reality, when you can be like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to accomplish, this is what I can accomplish, this is who I am. And once you get like, bring your reality into like a puzzle. Your reality is like all puzzle pieces. There's like 1,000, let's say, puzzle pieces. In tune with your reality. So bring it all together, put your puzzle pieces together, and once you get the picture, that's kind of like the bird's eye view, you can really realize and be like, okay, this is where I am in my life. This is what I want to accomplish. This is what I'm, you can kind of bring that all in. And to in tune with your reality, I will be doing live meditations on the Instagram channel at community.tm, and I will be posting 3-minute meditation videos on the page or on the IGTV, and just tune into some of those, and that will kind of help you kind of focus your mind and focus your heart on how to get to that kind of big picture mentality. It may not be for everyone, but it is a good state to kind of help you in order to be in your reality. And I feel like, just quick note, that a lot of us, a lot of people are living somebody else's reality. They're living by someone else's wants, by someone else's needs, by someone else's hopes and dreams. But if you really want to become alive and you really want to live your life to the fullest, live your life, then I would suggest to do these meditations. And listen, I was a person who didn't know what meditation was until like high school. So, and 0% on spirituality, like 0. But my thing was, when I started meditating, I was giving myself the opportunity, the tools to harbor my own life. And now I'm out here living my dream, creating community for everyone, and myself included, and for us to come together. And I feel like I couldn't have been here at this moment with the mindset that I had before, because it didn't seem like I had much activity going in my mind. Like, obviously I was a young girl, in high school and elementary school, and just all those types of thoughts were running through my head. But like on the big picture, like my dreams and like I can conquer the world and being present and what that meant was not, I wasn't really thinking about that stuff. Now I could really live in the moment and enjoy that, but in this world, it takes more to just be like, I'm open-minded. You kind of have to not know exactly what you want right this moment or whenever, but you just have to kind of have the confidence, have the zest within your own life, and know what you want from your own life, and kind of create that without any fear. So yeah, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this episode. This is series 1, episode 1. The thing about this as well is that when you're becoming alive, one last quick thing, when you're becoming alive, it's something remarkable. Like, it's something that there's no words to almost describe it. the only reason, and that's why I want this podcast to be so intentional, is because what I will be discussing on this podcast are things that really can help you improve your life and improve the way that you think and improve the way that you grow. And the reason why I feel like I can discuss these things is because I've come to a level where in my life where I realize we all can understand this and we all vibrate with this information, and all it takes is for us to have this conversation and to discuss it on a day-to-day basis. I don't really discuss these things. I usually put out the information there, and there's opportunities for me to have these conversations for sure, but I feel like these are things that I can and I need to share with others so that I can see the world that I want to see and know that I contributed to part of the world being like this. Because it's one thing to hold all of this wisdom after so long and then really want the world to change. It's like hard, it's like I really want my wisdom and the truth to be out there so that people can work on themselves. And as I said, like, if I can do it, like, you guys can do it. There's no difference. It's just like, you don't have to be exactly like me. I'm not at all recommending that, just because I honor who you are as an individual and as your own journey. But I'm just hoping that you take in these tools for your journey that can really elevate your journey. And I think these are the tools that really get certain people, even, who you may name as celebrities or people who are doing really big things in this world. They take these certain aspects in their lives and they utilize them so that they can be their best self, because we are all human, so we all need this knowledge in order to excel. And that's why I wanted to bring it, because it's not necessarily just a spiritual community thing that holds this knowledge. It really extends to any type of person. You can be a skater and like have long hair and like do what you do. I don't know, you can self-expression in your own way, and you can have the spiritual knowledge and your life can be full. Like, you can feel like your life is amazing. And then this can also fall into someone who, is unable to travel the world but has the biggest dreams to eventually do that in one's life. Like, these tools can apply to you, to becoming alive, becoming present, setting those intentions, and knowing that it's never gonna quit. And knowing that you should never quit. Guys, oh yeah, another thing is that these podcasts will only be half an hour long. If they go a little bit further, that's fine. But yeah, so thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel free to follow the @community.tm Instagram page. What else? I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you for listening. I have to go get a juice. I think I'm getting a little hangry right now. So it's 8:20 a.m. and I'm gonna go get those juices and come back and then film more of the podcast. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful day. The next episode will be becoming attentive. All right. Enjoy.